All right, so today we have the H109S with the H7000 transmitter, and I'm going to show you how to do all your calibrations. We're going to do the compass calibration and the horizontal and rotational calibrations, also known as your IMU calibrations, and then we'll do the stick calibrations. Along with your calibrations, your normal startup calibrations, you want to do these other calibrations periodically from time to time. So if you're getting odd behavior in flight with your pitch or roll, then you want to do those calibrations, the horizontal and rotational. As you can see, mine are at 0 now, but after firmware updates, after a crash, or like I said, if it's just giving you odd flight behavior, then usually you'll see that those values are off. And from 0 to 1.00, generally that is the threshold. Anything above that's when you're really going to notice it in flight. So those are things you want to look out for, that your values are at 0 for your pitch and roll. So right now we're going to show you how to manually initiate the compass calibration, which is the calibration you get when you first start up. So to do that, you hold down the left stick, and it tells you in the manual, I think it'll take 8 to 10 times for you to flick the switch for it to initiate into that compass calibration. You're going to see the lights flash on the quad first, and then eventually a picture will show up with the instructions, what you're doing as far as compass calibration goes. So we're going to do that now, and usually it takes more to 8 to 10 for me to do this. I'm inside, so there's no signal, and it keeps telling me that. So here we go. Left stick down and toggle this fast. All right. Now you see the lights are flashing on the quad, a rotational red, and we have the picture here on the screen, which way to rotate it. And it says rotate the drone horizontally to calibrate the geomagnetic. That's the geomagnetic compass. So I'm going to lay this down, and we're going to rotate the quad until we get all green lights. Now if you notice, I have my gimbal unplugged. I never plug my gimbal in until after I have completed all my calibrations, and I'll show you why. So now we're going to calibrate compass number 2, and that's your rotating the drone vertically to check the geomagnetic compass. So now we turn it down vertically. Now if I had my gimbal plugged in, the motor would be trying to fight this right now, and that's just not good for it. So that's why I unplugged my gimbal. So now we're going to rotate it nice and slow vertically until the lights change, and we're done. That wasn't a bad calibration, being indoors. Didn't take very long at all, about one rotation. So now we've manually initiated the compass calibration, and we're done with that. If we were going to fly, we would just put our props on and wait for our satellites and fly, which right now it tells me I have 11 satellites. That's pretty good for indoors. All right, so now we are going to do the horizontal and the rotational. The horizontal is if you hold the stick to the right. Let me bring it a little closer for you. Hold the stick to the right and toggle the right stick left and right. And we're going to see the lights on the quad change. And that is calibrated. So now we're going to do the next one. This one is a little more detailed. It's your rotational. You need to make sure you are on a flat, level surface. You do not want to do this on a crooked surface, because what it's doing is it's resetting your values for your IMU based on the platform it's sitting on. So if you have it sitting on an unlevel surface, it's going to zero out the values and think that it is level. So if you have it tilted right and you do this calibration and it zeroes out while it's tilted right, then when you go to fly, it's not going to fly level. It's going to try to go off to the right or left, depending on how unlevel you are. So again, flat level surface. It's a very good idea to make it a nice smooth wood surface, say, and have paper underneath the landing gear. So I have paper underneath the landing gear, and we're on a nice smooth flat surface. And we're going to initiate the stick command to do this. And to do that, you want to hold your left stick up and toggle the right stick up and down. So left stick up and toggle till the lights on the quad change. Wait for this, and now they're going to go to a rotational red after this. Okay, so now in this portion, you want to rotate the quad clockwise, slow and steady. If you do it fast, or if you bump it or lift it, generally it's going to ask you to do it again. If you do it successfully, it'll only ask you to do it twice. I have had to do it up to 5 times to get it completely calibrated, so hopefully we'll be able to just get it twice here. So here we go. We're going to turn it nice and steady until we get all green lights. Okay, there's all green lights. It's going to flash and go back to a red rotation. Do the same thing. All green, and back to our normal lights. So I did that in 2 rotations. That's a very successful rotational calibration. And you're good to go there. So again, all our values are zeroed out and we're in good shape. So now we're going to do the last calibration, which is your stick calibration on the transmitter. And to do that, you want to hold your sticks in the upper left and press the start, or I'm sorry, you want to power it off. Okay, power it off. You want to hold your sticks in the upper left-hand corners and power on. And I slipped. A little hardness to show you on camera and hold it. So upper left, both sticks, power on and hold. Okay, so now it says calibrate stick mode 2. If you are doing stick mode 1, you're going to hold them in the upper right hand corners. Or I'm sorry, you're going to hold them in the upper left and upper right hand corner. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty on my stick calibrations, obviously. So for mode 1, you're going to hold them like this and power on. Mode 2, you hold them both like this and power on. So now that we're in this mode, or in this calibration, we're going to move the sticks left and right, up and down to the full axis. And now we're going to go in the full rotation. And go back. So we hit every axis of the sticks. Once we've done that, you hit the trim button. You can hit any one, but I'm going to take this one, and you long press it down. And we're done. So there's your calibrations. Again, it's very important to do these from time to time. Give you an example again. Stick calibrations, if you are trying to arm your motors and they won't arm, it might be because one of your sticks is off. When you move your sticks, when you go into, I don't know where that's at right now, but when you move your sticks, the reading should be 0 to 255. If you're getting a negative number or overshooting the 255 or undershooting 255, then your sticks need to be calibrated. When they're calibrated properly, they'll be from 0 to 255 on the scale when you move them up or down or left and right. So that's one way of telling if your sticks are off, and you need to do a calibration. And the other thing is, if you're flying and say you return to home, and right when it meets its home point before it descends, you start getting small or large toilet bowls, then you want to land it manually. And I usually put it into altitude hold and land it manually myself. That way it's not trying to lock in on that GPS coordinate. And once I've landed it, then I initiate the manual compass calibrations, and I then take it back up and fly, and usually it's fine. And then again, if you're getting some pitch and roll behavior, and it, when you're, say, pushing it forwards and you're not flying straight, and it's, instead of flying straight, it's going off to the side. Any odd behavior and direction, not being the direction you're telling it to go, or it won't hover nice, it drifts off right or left, that's when you want to do your horizontal and rotational calibrations. And that's it. So hopefully you'll do these from time to time as a regular preventative maintenance for good flight behavior, and you'll be able to enjoy the hobby a lot more with your H109S if you do these calibrations.